Evening from Premier Planet, Justin Barlow back with you inside the Premier Studio in Woodstock, Illinois, where we just wrapped up our 58th studio taping, and if you weren't with us this evening, you missed one heck of a time. We started off with what has become a series between two of Premier Pro Wrestling's fastest rising young stars, Scott Colton and Max Cruz. These guys duked it out with a 40-minute time limit, and to everyone's complete shock, they weren't able to meet the time limit. There were no pins, no submissions, countouts, disqualifications, or anything. These guys fought to a 40-minute time limit draw. At the end, they were wiped out, both laying in the middle of the ring, both in utter disbelief that neither could put the other guy away. But it was the decision of Premier CEO Rockin' Randy that at our next taping on August the 8th, our 59th studio taping, these guys are going to have another match in what has become a series. And this time, the time limit, 60 minutes. That's right, 1 hour. Scott Colton, Max Cruz for that full rotation on the clock. These guys have pulled off magic in the past with 10, 20, 25, 30, and now 40-minute time limits. I can only imagine what these guys are going to do with 60. Following that, we decided to shake things up a little bit, and instead of having a predetermined carded match, what we did was we basically just took the names of all the guys who hadn't been assigned a match yet tonight, and we tossed them right in this hat right here, put this to some use, and we had some of the fans draw names at random. And the first match that was drawn at random, Irish Andy Anderson took on the Science Marcus Smith. Now these two have met in the ring before. Marcus, of course, all confidence coming out, posing, showing off that super duper science powder that he has. But Andy Anderson, 15 years in this business, and plus the size advantage carried the day for him. Marcus Smith, a valiant effort, but at the end of the day, he ended up literally eating some of his own powder when Andy Anderson grabbed him by the hair, scooped some out, and dumped it right down his trachea. And Marcus Smith was left in the ring embarrassed, practically throwing a tantrum. After that, we had our second random drawing match, this time a triple threat. And the names drawn, the Juggernaut Khalid Chapman, the Corn-Fed Colossus Michael Mack, so both the tag team champions, and then Elite EJ Jensen. Michael Mack and Khalid Chapman, no love for EJ, and a shared feeling amongst much of the Premier roster. So these guys decided, well, instead of a triple threat, let's just take out the odd man out. And these two went after EJ like crazy. And they say you're not supposed to hit a crazy man in the head, but I guess when you're 300-400 pounds and you do it repeatedly, it does have some effect. And at the end of the day, Khalid Chapman was gracious enough to let his tag team partner, Michael Mack, pick up the victory, shook his hand at the end, the two left together, and EJ, well, he wasn't really sure where he was. He kind of zigzagged his way to the back. Following that, Premier standout from the training academy, Estra, took on Chase Gosling, and Chase's ever-evolving new attitude, calling himself the Sultan of Swag, the Prince of Pretty, the Rabbi of Ravishing, and about 100 other different things. Chase Gosling underestimating Estra tonight. He thought it was going to be an easy win for him. Estra brought everything he had. He caught Chase with so many arm drags, I thought Chase's arm was going to pop out of the socket at one point. But Chase Gosling, always not thinking on his feet, he was able to use that experience and the size advantage to put away Estra. But Estra is not done because he requested a rematch with Chase Gosling at PPW 59 on August the 8th, which the Premier officials quickly granted. So we're going to see a rematch between the two, and this time we'll see if Estra can get the job done. Following that, we had the much anticipated grudge match between former tag team partners and former tag team champions, Alex Bernardino and Matt Vine. These two, hate is not a strong enough word to describe their relationship. These two went at each other with everything. At one point, Bernardino caught Vine with a clothesline. We all thought Vine was out cold. He wasn't moving. It sounded like a thunderclap hit him. But Vine got back to his feet, really took it to Bernardino, trying to take out the bad shoulders. But Bernardino, at the end of the day, was able to roll Vine up with a crucifix for the 1-2-3. He wins the grudge match, and Matt Vine is left fuming in the middle of the ring, much to the delight of most of the Premier Planet. And following that, we had our main event. The Urban Rebellion, the number one contender, Kutta Crosby, took on the Persian powerhouse Malad Ackbar for the Premier Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. Kutta came into this match absolutely driven. He had a lot riding on him for this one. Not only was he seeking to become the Premier Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion for the first time. He was looking to become the first ever Premier Pro Wrestling Grand Slam Champion because he's been our Heritage Champion and Tag Team Champion before, and this would have been a first in Premier history. And he took it to Malad. Malad had to retreat a couple of times, duck to the outside, get into the corner, and tell the ref to get Kutta away from him. But at the end of the day, Malad Ackbar, whether or not you like his attitude, he is a fighting champion, and he was able to put Kutta away. Malad Ackbar, still your Premier Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, but Kutta Crosby, many accolades from the fans for his performance tonight. And it was announced for our next taping on August the 8th that due to his victory in the first random drawing match, Irish Andy Anderson has been named the new #1 contender for the Premier Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. He's going to take on Malad Ackbar and try and take that belt that Malad has carried for so long now. And along with that, at our next taping, you're going to see the 60-minute time limit match between Scott Colton and Max Cruz, and also Estra gets another chance at retribution against Chase Gosling. Again, that date, Saturday night, August the 8th, PPW 59. We're one away from the big 6-0. Bring your family, bring your friends. We'll see you there.